Hi, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 20th to the 30th, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, so thank you so much for doing so. Now, if you're interested to enter to win a free reading from me, put a turkey in the comment box. A person will be chosen at random and announced in a separate video on my channel at the end of the month. So don't be scammed by anybody pretending to be me, contacting you in the comment box. It is not me. I will only be announcing the winner through a separate video that's done by this channel. Okay? All right, now what else? Oh, yeah. If you're interested in a private reading, a private personalized meditation, or healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com, which is linked in the description box below, as well as all the cards that I'm using for this reading. They're also linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Okay, so that is the Four of Wands, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We have the Fool, we have the Death card, which is Scorpio energy. We have the Tower, we have the King of Swords reversed, and we have the Page of Wands reversed. Now, we are a fire sign energy. We're represented by the Wands in the minor arcana, and we're represented by Temperance in the major arcana. So in the minor arcana, right now, we are coming through as a child. We are coming through as a page, as a learner, as a seeker. This is also going to be a time where there's an energy blockage that teaches us something that we just weren't prepared for. And it's really going to resonate deeply within us. So just be aware of this during this time. Excuse me. With the Four of Wands reversed, there's something that we want to be celebrating, but we're not. For whatever reason, we're not celebrating it. And I really do feel almost there's a sense of like, I'm not worthy to celebrate this. And I don't know why exactly that is. You could have gone through a trauma, okay? Because the Tower is saying you're going through a time of intense change. It doesn't have to be bad change, but it's just intense change. So we can be like, oh, I can celebrate that once, everything is done. And Spirit is saying here, hey, celebrate, 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 celebrate. Also, you can be questioning certain things that you're devoted to, certain things that you think, oh, it should be like this or it should be like that. And Spirit saying, why? Why? With the Fool, you're entering a new journey. It's absolutely powerful. It's absolutely important. And the Death card is the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. We are entering into Sagittarius time frame. Our time frame is from the 22nd of November to the 21st of December. The time frame that comes before this is Scorpio time frame, from the 23rd of October to the 21st of November. So what we're going to be seeing here is that our time frame and the time frame before it really mattered. It has had a huge impact on ourselves, whether we know it or not right now. But when we look back at things, we'll be like, oh, wow, this was bigger than I thought it was. We're in a time of intense and powerful change. Again, it doesn't have to be bad change. The Tower is not necessarily a bad card at all. It is that it rocks the foundation, and it is also the catalyst of change. The King of Swords reversed this can be energy, like we can get into our own heads way too easily. We can overthink, we can overanalyze, we can say, okay, well, if it's this way, then I want to see all the facts, all the data, be very strict about things, which in some cases, fantastic. But in a lot of cases for us, Sagittarius, it's going to make us feel overwhelmed and it's going to make us really super stressed. So just be aware of this. With the Page of Wands, we need to connect with our inner child. That is going to be so important. Let's see what Spirit has to say. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, angels and Spirit guides. Here we have prosperity. There we go. I was going to say purposeful, but that was wrong. Prosperity reversed. We haven't been seeing ourselves as prosperous. Now, this could be financially, this could be spiritually, this could be emotionally, this could be however it is in our lives, that right now we're not seeing ourselves as prosperous. And Spirit is saying, stop. Stop. We need to see where we're moving towards, like what we want to move towards. Certain things could just be wrong for us. Like Spirit is saying here with devotion reversed, with the Four of Wands reversed, there's a sense of, well, maybe it's changed. Like maybe I need to change it up. Maybe what I had been doing isn't really working for me right now. And just being aware of that energy coming through. But here, with prosperity, we're not seeing ourselves as prosperous. So we can be getting sad, depressed, overwhelmed, really doubting, really feeling fatigued within our own hearts of how do I move forward for me? Because I just keep on failing. And Spirit wants to let you know you're not a failure. You might be failing at certain things. You might not be moving forward in the way that you had hoped at this point, at this stage in your life, but you are not a failure. You are a learner, you are a seeker, and you are a winner. Okay? Remember, life is like a really good story. Okay? It's a really good story. It's a really good movie. If it was easy, even though we'd prefer it, right? It wouldn't be interesting. And our lives are interesting. So let's see what our chakra energy is. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Personal power. This is the solar plexus chakra. Listen to your gut, Sagittarius. Be very mindful also what you're feeding yourself, okay? Or, what you're taking in, because your personal power is coming forward. It's going to be a gut reaction. You're going to find that when you're out of your power, your gut can be all over the place. When you're in your power, there's a sense of calm. There's a sense of stability that comes forward. That's going to be super important. But listen to your gut during this time. You're going to find that you're stronger than you ever thought you were. You're more powerful. You're more personable. Yes, more personable. Yes, that's true. But more purposeful than you ever thought you were. And so these things are going to be moving you forward in a way that is really cool. It's really cool and it's really quite extraordinary. It's like you connect with people more than you thought you did. Like your power in this world is more than you thought it was. Let's see what we need to be mindful of. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Okay. Oh, well, that's too many. That's too much to be mindful of. Angels and Spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Spirit just said no, Okay, so with the Eight of Swords is being in our heads too much. That's very much what the King of Swords was telling us in the very beginning. The Eight of Swords is worry, it's doubt, it's fear, it's being trapped, it's overthinking, it's overanalyzing. And if you've been here before, you know what I'm going to say. It's Miss Havisham in Great Expectations, who was jilted, left at the altar, and then went up in flames in her wedding dress that she didn't take off for decades. She just lived in that moment of sorrow and humiliation forever and ever and ever until she realized it had made her bitter and it had stolen all her joy. And then she went up in flames in it. It's like, whoa, deep. So here, just be aware of this. Be aware that we can be stuck in our own minds. We can be our own worst enemies. We can worry, doubt, and fear. I mean, I am the queen of worrying. If there's not something for me to worry about, I will make it up. So just be aware. We all have this. And so being aware that our minds can be our own worst enemy and that we can overthink, overanalyze, worry too much. That's going to be really important. It's going to be really important for us. So when we start to feel ourselves spiraling, it's like, well, wait, I need to step back. So we can either do this by ourselves, right? We can do this through meditation. We can do this through therapy. We can, see a doctor if we need to. We have tools in this world to connect with. And Spirit is saying here, listen and connect with these tools because they're going to be super important. All right. If you could do it by yourself with friends, that's great. But if you need extra help, there's nothing wrong with that. With the Four of Wands, seriously, we are reconsidering right now, Sagittarius, what we have devoted ourselves to. All right. We are also reconsidering how strict we're being. Like, because the Four of Wands is the Four of Wands in the upright position. That's the minor arcana wedding card, right? So it's a celebration that when you look at it, you're like, oh, they're all so happy. They're going to be celebrating. It's so great. Everybody smiles. So here, there's a sense of like everybody doesn't smile. It's too stressed. It's too overwhelming. It's something that should have been a joyous, beautiful celebration that becomes, just overwhelming. It's like it becomes too much. So just be aware of this during this time. That, oh, that's interesting. So Spirit said you can want it perfect, and in trying to make it perfect, you lose sight of what it really is. And that's going to be with everything. Trying to make a birthday party perfect, we can lose sight of the celebration of ourselves or somebody else. So here, it's toning it back, and it's asking ourselves, what are we celebrating? What are we devoted to? And let some of that answer be joy and happiness. Let some of that answer be showing up for ourselves in our own lives. It brings us to the Fool. This is a time for a new adventure. This is a time to be pushing the envelope, to be going after what we want, to be going after what we need in our lives. And this is a time to be looking at things in a much broader, much bigger way. But what we're also going to be seeing here is that we need to take a leap of faith. We need to go after what has been driving us in our soul for a very long time. It's like, I need this. I want this. I'm yearning for this. And we have been afraid. We have been sitting there and saying, no, 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 no. It can't even be like, oh no, I can't because of. And what that's going to make us is resentful. It's like, because of other people or my job or my this or my that, I can't have my dreams. And even if we can't have our dreams right away, even if our responsibilities call us to take it slow, it's still building this. It's still going after what we want. It's still opening up the door that's going to be so important for us. It really is. We're being called during this time, Sagittarius, to jump and see what happens. Now, gravity happens. That's what happens. And we fall. Now, we either fall like a feather or we fall like a bowling ball, but we still fall. It depends on where we are in our life's journey. But just because you might be in bowling ball stage of your journey does not mean you don't take that leap of faith and go after yourself. Go after what you love and what you want and that beautiful power of you that is so a part of why we're here on this earth, to figure out who the heck we are. And it takes our whole entire lives to do so. It brings us then to the Death card. So this starts our adventure, and then we transform. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes, which is such a grand statement to make. But we're going to see the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new. We're also going to see that there's a great equalizer in our world. There's something here where it's like, okay, I start to see, like, am I good at this? Am I not good at this? Do I want this? Do I not want this? Is this right for me? And the Death card is also, Scorpio energy. It's that veil between the worlds. It's the spirit world and it's the practical world coming forward. And you might be called to live there. As a tarot card reader, as somebody who has been called to live there, it can be overwhelming, especially with the way of our world, or all the information coming at us. So just be mindful about this. Be mindful about your transformation, because you're going through a tower time. You're going through a forging time, a time that you will not step out the same person as. And that's okay, because we are meant to transform, right? Every 7 years, aren't we a transformed human being? Like, don't we shed our skin and everything, and our kind of like our new cells come forward? So here with the Death card, it is a connection. It is a connection with the spirit world. It's a connection with our ancestors. It's our connection with our soul. It's a connection with our past lives. It is a connection that is guiding us forward in a way that we hadn't imagined. Okay? And we are seeing ourselves become more and more and more who we were meant to be, connecting with the energy of the past to move us forward in the power of the present. And that's a very big deal. So just be aware of this during this time, that you are transforming, that you're going to be getting a lot of knowledge coming in, okay, from all over, where you could be like, whoa, wait, calm it down. Your spirit guide's going to be talking to you. Your ancestors will be talking to you. Your angels are protecting you. There's just a lot going on around you. And if you are sensitive, if you are psychic, if you are empathic, you feel this and it's like, whoa, what the heck? So just be aware. And even if you're not, it's so intense that you're just going to feel like, what's going on? So just be aware of this during this time, Sagittarius. You can be having, if you have Scorpio energy in your chart, if you're born on the cusp of Scorpio energy, this part of your personality coming out a lot. All right. If you have a Scorpio in your life, they are pushing you forward. They are pushing you forward in a way. Now, either depending on their personality, it is either going to be in a loving, caring, compassionate way, or oh my gosh, they're going to be such a pain in the tuchus, like such a pain in the tush that you're like, fine, I'm just going to do this to get you off my back. So just be aware of that energy. With the Tower, this is the foundation changing. This is the foundation of things falling apart. This is being pushed out of your comfort zone. This is seeing things in a very different way. The Tower is change. It is not good change and it's not bad change. It is just the sense of stagnation, of what was built to always last being shaken up. And again, that's not good or bad. All right. So it can be wherever we are in our lives, where it's like, okay, we got into this comfortable routine. We got into this comfortable thing. It could even be not comfortable, but it's just the way that it is. And now that's shaken up. And now we're seeing our mind open in such a way where it's like, oh, I didn't see that. Like, I didn't look at it like that before. I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. I didn't understand that. And now it's coming into us. It's an awakening of our crown chakra. It is an awakening of ourselves. And that's so powerful to move us forward. A Tower time is an intense time. When you're being forged, when a sword is being forged, right? It's put into super, super hot fire and then it's pounded until it becomes something useful. And that's what our souls are. Our souls are put into super, super, super hot fire and then it's pounded because we're going through a time of reckoning. We're going through a forging. And again, it's good. It can be uncomfortable. It can be, we can just be doubting ourselves inside, but it opens up our minds in a way that is astounding. It moves us to the King of Swords. The King of Swords reverse, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We can have a person around us who is very quick-witted, but who is very nasty. Okay, this is just a person who gives a compliment and an insult in the exact same breath. They're just manipulative, they're nasty, they're chaotic, they're hurtful, they're hateful even. Just be mindful about this. Be mindful about your own mind here, Sagittarius, especially if you were raised with somebody who is like this, or you had them as a partner, or a significant person in your life. Their energy can come out during this time. If you have air sign energy in your chart, it can be telling you you're not good enough. Prove it. You're not good enough. And just, it's just facts and numbers and stats. And it's not that those things are bad. Those things are very important, but it's not emotionally helpful to you to compare and contrast all the time like this. Okay. So here, just be mindful about this. Be mindful about somebody being very cutting, being very cunning. All right. And and going after what they want above anything else. It brings us then to the Page of Wands reversed. This is us. We need to listen to our inner child. That is going to be so important. I can't even express how important it is to listen to your inner child because we've gotten out of alignment with it. So just knowing this during this time is going to be a big deal. To do the meditation of closing your eyes, taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling and seeing yourself open your arms and letting the child that you were run into those arms and saying to that child, I love you. I'm here for you. I will always be here for you. You're okay. That's so important because we've started to look at ourselves like we did when we were little. Not in that pure, I'm wonderful type of way that we do before we enter into the world, but in that way of what's wrong with me? Why don't I fit in? Why can't I be this? Why can't I be that? I just want to be like everybody else. It's when we're older that we start to understand. It's like, okay, why fit in when you can stand out? And that's important. But when you're little, most of us, I mean, myself included, I just remember desperately wanting to be like everybody else. It's connecting with your inner child. It's being a student of your passion and what you desire, but also knowing, oh my gosh, Sagittarius, during this time frame, you're going to be taught. You're going to have something come into your life that is going to be teaching you. and it's going to be making you more creative, more passionate, more determined, more focused. But my goodness, is it going to be annoying whilst you are learning. So just be aware of this during this time. Our subconscious spirit message is faith reversed. Our faith has been tested. We might find that organized religion isn't for us, and that's cool. But we need to believe in something bigger. We as human beings to have that connection is really, really important. So whether it's a tree, whether it is, the movement of the clouds in the sky, whether it's spirituality, but knowing here, faith reversed is like we have to get back in alignment with what brings us faith into this world. Again, it doesn't have to be orthodoxy. It just simply is us connecting to the universal energy of this world. It brings us to our subconscious chakra energy, which is clarity. This is the third eye chakra. We're going to be seeing things a lot more clearly, a lot more openly, a lot more honestly. That could be overwhelming. It can definitely be overwhelming. Our third eye can be opening. For some of us, it most definitely is. So just being aware of that energy during this time is going to be a big deal. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is thinking everybody else has it figured out. This is also looking at things and looking at ourselves and thinking generational curse, right? I'm going to carry on the mistakes of my father, the mistakes of my mother, the mistakes of my parents, the mistakes of my guardians, the mistakes of whomever. It gets to be my lot in life. And Spirit is saying, no. Look at yourself and start to see yourself as a magnificent blessing. Look at everybody else. We're looking at everybody else around us when the 10 of Pentacles comes up to be mindful of, and we're looking at them and thinking, wow, they got it figured out. Why can't I be like XYZ? Listen, 9 times out of 10, you don't want to be like XYZ. You just don't. Behind closed doors, they have their own burdens, they have their own demons, they have their own stuff that they're dealing with. Actually, 10 times out of 10. They have their own cross to bear. They do. So just be aware of this. Be aware that we're going to do the compare game, which is really popular, especially with social media and, everything that we're pushed and everything that we're told to consume and everything that's around us. Don't do the compare game. Just kind of be like, no, I'm opting out because I'm awesome. And believe it. Believe it. Because you are. Our subconscious, yes, our subconscious tarot message is the sun. That is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. There's radiance, there's beauty, there's brilliance, there's power to you. Let it shine. Let it shine, Sagittarius. It is your time to shine. Embrace it. Embrace it. Happiness, joy, success, prosperity, abundance. Subconsciously, this is what you're moving to. So the road is difficult. The payoff is amazing. All right. All right, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Sagittarius. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.